Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I want to make kind of a gender-neutral get well card. I have this amazing rubber stamp of a mouse, and this is an old house mouse stamp called Quick Recovery, and the mouse's name is Mud Pie, and it was produced at the time by Stampendous. I hope that Spellbinders goes back and makes some of these old retired pieces. I know this is still available. I saw it once on Amazon, but it's not available from Spellbinders. But it's still out there. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to make a horizontal 5x7 card. And today I'm using a pale blue cardstock. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch mark, folded it over and creased it. And then I need a piece of white cardstock, which measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And that's just going to give an outline. Then I picked this, it's just paper, pattern paper. It measures 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, and that will go on top of the white. And then I need a piece, and this is what I'm going to stamp on. This measures 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I made it a little smaller so that I could have a larger border of the pattern. And then you just need a scrap piece of white and a scrap piece of whatever pattern paper you chose. And we're going to start today with the stamping, because I'm going to be using the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and I want it to dry a little bit before I get to coloring. I'm using my Misty stamping platform. I think this is the original size. You can use any that you want. And I'm just going to put this down in the corner. And I have the My Sweet Petunia grip mat. Oh my God, I'm still in love with this thing. Now I'm going to put this more to the right of the card because I want to do a little embellishing over here. I kind of want to center it, but have it in the middle. And even though this is what they call it, a red rubber stamp, even though it's gray, it will still work with your waffle flower grip mat. You just don't want to put it back here and press too hard because you might pop up your hinge. So I'm just going to stamp this up. This ink works best for alcohol markers that I have found. You just need to let it dry for a few moments. I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to use my stamping helper here that I made out of a candle top. Let's see if I need to add any more pressure. No, that looks good. All right. Now we'll just clean this off. And to clean my stamps, I just use a little bit of water and an old, disgusting rag. Works great. No need to throw away those old washcloths, dishcloths. There we go. And I want to stamp one more thing while we're here. Now, where did I put that little stamp? Oh, I have this stamp. I believe it's from Stamping Up, but there's no mark on it. It says sick, feel better soon. And I'm just going to stamp that on my scrap of white paper. And I just kind of want to center it. I don't know why I turned my ink upside down. There, that's perfect. I'm done with the stamps, so I'll just clean this one and we can put it aside. No more rubber stamping on this one. Okay. And I'll just give a spritz to my grip mat. And it just keeps it a little sticky still. Now for this, I want to cut this out, and I have some tag dies, pardon the reach. I honestly don't remember where these came from, but they're a set of small tag dies, and I want to fit this around the sick because I'm going to make a little tag here. And I just want to kind of get it so it looks about right. And then I'm going to stick this through my Anna Griffin Empress machine. I'm still in love with this. And that came out perfect. Have that little scrap, put this back here so I don't lose the die. Now I could have used the larger die in my next step, but it's a little too large, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I don't need these plates, so we can put this away and turn off my Empress. I want to make a tag just like this, but just a hair bigger so you can see the blue. And the other tag was so huge that it would show more than I wanted to. So I'm just going to trim along, fussy cut out my own. I'll keep most of that blue. Get that centered back and just trim off. Now we can glue these two pieces together. That piece I can save. Oh, where's my glue? Here we are. You can use any glue you want. There. Now I will just set this here with a small acrylic block on it. Now we can start assembling most of our card. I'm going to put the white layer down first. The longest part of this video is going to be the coloring. So if you want to just skip right through it, please do. Haven't quite figured out how to fast forward parts of a video without fast forwarding the whole video. So that's going to take a little time. I don't have currently, so, but I will get there, I promise. And I'm going to take my big acrylic block, set that down so those dry. Okay, done with the glue temporarily. Now we start to color. And I have picked out several different colors of my Ohuhu alcohol markers. Oh, now, let's get out my browns. This is the brown I want. We're going to start with the medicine bottle, and I'm using E686 Brown. There's a little bit of ink. It's kind of an orange brown on this paper, which is most medicine bottles that I've seen and use are like an orangey brown. Now I'm going to use the same and go back over using a heavy hand on the sides, kind of where the stamp company has placed their polka dots, just so it gives a little bit of depth and texture. Now for the label, I'm only going to do a little bit. I want one of my cool grays. I'm going to use BG041, which is a almost white gray. And I'm just going to go just on the side. I'm not coloring the whole label. This gives a shadow and helps with the dimension. I'm working on my dimension, trying really hard. Now for the thimble, I wanted to use another, I want to do the cap. Oh, I was going to do that in the same color. I have picked out in my mind, but I just haven't committed it all to memory. And I might change something up. I have used this stamp before on a Get Well card, but now I'm just going to go over darker on the edges. But I embossed it and then watercolored it. Now I want to do the thimble. I'm going to keep kind of going, and I wanted another cool gray. Not that one. A little bit darker. This is BG080, just called Cool Gray. If I get involved, pardon me if I don't talk to you. I find a color a little bit better staying inside the lines. Now I'm going to use the same color and just go darker. But then I want to take my silver glitter pen, and I'm just going to go around the edge of the thimble and color in the little indent dots. I don't know if you can see that. Pardon me. Now for the flower, I'm kind of going to keep this in a blue theme. So I'm going to use my Hydron Blue B384 for the flower. This way the blues can be used for a male or a female. Anybody that likes blue. Or if you don't really know what color they like, this is kind of a, though it would be pretty in tans and creams. Okay, and for that leaf and stem, I want to use G369 Matcha green. I think I said that correctly. Now I'm going to do the greeting cards next. And I've picked a pale lemon yellow Y196 lemon chiffon. To color one of the cards. I'm doing the lighter colors first, so that the darker colors I won't have a dark color inside there unless I do it on accident. And then I'm going to take my blue gel pen. This is my So Color glitter. I guess it does have a name. Azure G06. To me, it's just a blue glitter pen. But some people like to know the brand and color. Just anything you have that will work. Doesn't really matter. And then a green stem for the flowers. And the silver marker for the little push pin that's holding it on. And I wanted to go for a different color for this one. This is G796 Mignonette, Mignonette, Mignonette. Don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. Okay, now I want to go for the mouse pillow. I'm going to do that. Oh, I better put the cap back. Oh, I forgot to color the cap here. And I want to color in the Get Well. So it's nothing special. Did I have any others? No, I didn't pick out any others. I want to take one of the... We're going to take the medicine bottle and make it the color of the mouse on the card. I guess it could be a little chipmunk even, just to highlight it. I'm going to do the pillow because I want to put the pillow color in the hairs on the mouse first and then color the mouse. And I'm using B190 Light Blue for the pillow. Oh, I better use the fine tip to go the outside edge. Go across the top. As I said, it doesn't matter if I get his hairs because I'm going to color the hairs separately. The longest part of coloring this is going to be the basket, because I can never just do something simply. I'm going to do it in like 3 different colors. It goes slowly around the outline, then you can scribble in the middle. Now I'm going to take the same color and everywhere that the manufacturer has these highlights, shadows, I'm going over it again, just to get a little depth and dimension. And I love these house mouse stamps. Now for the blanket, I want to do, oh, do I have another blue? Yeah, B290 Sky Blue. This is going to be the base layer. Oh, I better use the fine point. It's okay that I got a little blue on the basket because that's going to get covered up with the brown. But I don't want to get his fingers blue. Now I can use the wider end and just go for it. Take this color again, go a little harder over the shadows of where his belly and his feet are under the blanket. That's going to seem weird, but I'm going to take this B384 Hydron Blue again. And I'm just going to make like, I'm going to try and make a plaid pattern on the blanket. And then I'm going to cover that up. Just make lines here and there. Try not to get them too even because the blanket is folded and over his lumps. And then I'm just going to cover it up again with this color, which was the B290 Sky Blue, so that the plaid pattern is like a shadow. It's a light plaid, so you can see it but not see it. Okay, now I'm going to do the mouse. And I'm going to do his face first. And I need my pale, let's see, I need my palest gray here. Which is, where are you? Okay, BG041 is what I picked. Ah, here it is. The same color as the medicine bottle cap and label. Now I want to do his hair a little bit. I'll use this BGO50 Cool Gray. Now I'm going to go in the highlights of his ear with this also. Anything that's like fuzzy furry, and up here on his head. And we're going to do his nose in that color. You can go over it a couple of times to make it there. There's our poor little sick mouse. Okay, now we're going to color the mouse, or the basket, and that's what's going to take me a while. I'm going to use 3 colors. For the most of the basket is going to be this E667 Caramel. You see there's parts that looks like there's the basket weaves in and out. I want to leave those parts uncolored for this. And you could do this all one color. It's just I had just a strange idea in my mind, and I just need to go for it. Feel free to fast forward through this section. I promise I'll one day learn how to fast forward through the coloring process. Unless you like sitting here watching me color. I'm just going to go along the sides here because everything else can be colored in. And this will take a little quicker time then. Okay, now every other one of these, because I better use my fine point here. I don't want to go out of lines if I can help it. Yeah. That wasn't every other one of those, but that's what we're going for. That one would be that one, so this one would be this one. I do talk to myself sometimes, but I'm trying to speak what I'm doing for you, so hopefully you can understand my thought process. And then just get out your stamps and play. Now I'm going to go on the handle, just the one piece. Okay, now for the parts of the basket I didn't color with that color, I'm going to use E679 Terracotta. It's kind of a reddish brown. And this may not look like I'm thinking, but I guess I am kind of, it's growing on me. And anywhere that I didn't get with the, like if I missed a spot with the other color, I can just go over it with this and it lends a shadow. So now some of these should have been in this color. I see where I didn't go over them. And soon we'll be done coloring and we'll finish putting this card together. If you have this stamp in your collection, it's a great one. I just love House Mouse, and hope that one needs to be that brown too. See, I'm missing a lot, but by going over it a little bit at a time, I'm seeing what I'm missing. Now this one should have been in this color, so we'll make it that. Okay, now I'm going to go up this portion of the basket. So I'm going to stop talking for a moment. Okay, now I'm just going to do the outer tendril, and I've chosen a darker brown, R341 Russet brown. And I'm going to do both sides. So this is the last coloring I need to do. And even when I stop talking, I go out of line. So I just make it a little wider so it looks like it's supposed to be that way. Because this color does hide the black marks that the company used for shadowing. If I went with a lighter color, you would see the lines. Almost there, I promise. There we go. Done coloring. Let's put all those up so I don't lose any. Now we can assemble our card. This is going to go on here. And I got a little smudge up there. So let me get my sand eraser. I don't know how I got the smudge. Probably from coloring. The Tombow Mono sand eraser erases ink marks. Okay, now let's glue this down. This is going to go on flat. And centered. Just hold that for a second. Now for this little tag that we made, I want to put a brad on it, but I didn't have any blue brads. I just had some white and some other colors. So I took my blue shade and I colored a brad with my alcohol ink markers. And then I cut off the back pieces because I'm just going to glue it on. So I'm thinking now I don't need all the different color brads. I'll need different sizes, but oh, you know what? I stamped that upside down. Okay, let me turn my machine back on. It should have been going the other direction. So let me cut my tag back out. I need a piece of scratch paper again. Ah, I have any left. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let's get our stamping platform back and our stick. And try and remember that it needs to go the other direction on my tag. Okay, where did I put the stamp? Hello, there you are. That would work fine, and I can use that on a card that's going the other direction. There we go. Clean that off. Cover that up. Now, this one I cut with the tag going that way. I need to cut it with the tag going the other direction. That looks good. Run it through. There we go. Now, we can turn this and glue it right down on top. Fairly easy and quick fix. Hold that down. Move that over there. Oh. Okay. Now, I'm going to pop this up. I am going to use some, they're about 1/4 inch thick pop dots. I got these when I was a member of the Spellbinders card kit, which they don't have anymore, and I'm sad. But these give nice dimension, and I kind of want this hanging off the edge of the basket like that. Move this. I'm trying to keep it in camera. I do apologize if I go off. I am open to hints and suggestions. I hope you have as much fun playing with your card making and scrapbooking that I do. I'm going to put this kind of like that and put some glue right here, or I am going to put my brad so that it looks like it was, oops, I think I need to cut a little bit more off those center pieces. All right, I think I'm going to put it on with the Zot. These are miniscule Zots. They're just like glue dots. And I can take the glue dots and kind of build it up behind the Zot to make it, behind the Zot, behind the brad. And put it right down on the glue. There we go. Now you know what? I think this is going to be one of my first cards that I don't add rhinestones to. I had them pulled out. I was going to color them blue, but I'm not going to do it. So that's my card. I hope you enjoyed my process, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.